Welcome to Timeless Yoga. It's Annika and myself today here in the studio, and we're going to do some sun salutations together. And remember, don't go further than the point where the poses feel comfortable for you. Tune into yourself, do what feels right for you. You are your own best teacher. Go with your intelligence and tune into feeling what is right for you. And one gauge that you can use is if your breath gets tight, that is an indication you might have gone a little too far, then scale it back a little. So your breath needs to be spacious all the way through. And then let's tune into our feet. Soften your feet to the ground. See what sensations are present around your feet. What do you feel on the skin, on the soles? And when you start feeling into your feet and softening into your feet, do you notice anything happening in the body? And have that image that your feet are warming to the ground. Bring spaciousness between the balls of the feet and the toes. And then warm your toes to the ground. It's like a gentle connectedness to the ground, feeling into the ground. And if your imagination is able to do that, maybe you can even try to imagine the millions of cells you have on the soles of your feet, and each one of those cells is sending tiny little roots into the ground. And we know that when the roots of a plant grow into the earth, that gives the plant the strength to grow up towards the light. So become aware of this downward and upward energy. You're softening into the earth. You're growing up towards lightness, levity. And that connection comes through the crown. So if you draw a line up from the top of your ears to the top of your head, that is roughly where the crown is. And imagine that you there have a channel of light that is flowing into your body, reaching each and every cell on the inside, and see if you can get a sense of your body from the inside. What are you feeling in your hands, shoulders, trunk? Hips, knees, face. And allow your whole being to soften whilst you are aware of whatever sensation is going on. And maybe as we do this today, you will become aware of more and more sensations, and just allow yourself to breathe into those sensations. How are your jaws? Are your jaws relaxed? Your tongue? Your eyes, can you soften your eyes? And then start moving your hands, circling your hands. See how that feels in the wrists. Circle your hands both ways. Little movements in the fingers as well. So those are the Pavan Muktasana exercises, bringing the air, the gases, moving the energy around the body and opening the joints, hydrating the joints. And then the elbows inwards. And let those movements be really gentle whilst you are tuning in. Elbows inwards, elbows outwards. And visualize that spaciousness that is created. And then the shoulders. Take the arms forward and backwards, a little rocking in the knee as you're doing this. And imagine that your hands are like balls that are bouncing down, and then when the ball flies up into the air, there is this moment at the top where it's almost coming to a still point before it's coming down, but of course it's always in movement. So imagine through your fingertips that trajectory of the ball into space. So you're following that ball coming up and swinging back down. And see how that feels in your shoulders when you move in that way, that opening that happens in the shoulders. And then you go 1, 2, 3, and swing all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and swing all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and swing. Good. And then we go sideways. 1, 2, 3, and swing. 1, 2, 3, and swing. 1, 2, 3, and swing. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and swing. And in case you were a little bit cold, hopefully this will have warmed you up a little. Let your head go from side to side, opening the spaces in the neck. And then let your head roll forward and up, forward and up. And then let's start with the feet. So take your right foot and circle your right foot. Soften the standing foot into the ground. Notice if there is any gripping in the feet. And make sure you really are circling your feet and that it's not your knees doing the circle. It's from the ankles. You're drawing circles in space. And if you want to, you can also draw heart shapes. Feel free to let your imagination, stars. I didn't hear that. And then with the knees forward and backwards. And then let's go from the hips. Remember that upward line going through the crown. So you're being held through the crown, but you're also softening into that standing foot. And then the other way. And then just swinging forward and backwards. And remember again that ball, the ball going up, up, up and down. Okay, and shake that leg out, other side. And then here, circle that foot. What shape is that foot doing? Have you changed direction yet? Good. And then the knee going forward and backwards. And then inwards with the hip. And if you're finding balance hard in this, you can imagine you have invisible walls or hedges or whatever your imagination can stand next to you, and you're just placing your hands gently on top. If that doesn't help, find a wall. But I find it really helpful to engage the imagination in this way and allow space to be your helper. And then go forward and backwards. Another way you can do this is if you have invisible threads coming out from the fingertips, and imagine that there are invisible magician puppeteers beyond your fingers and they are holding you in space. Good. Shake both legs out, shake your arms out, deep inhale. Imagine that you are doing this to the sun. Even when it's raining and cloudy, like today here, the sun is still behind those clouds, even if it doesn't look like that. So inhale that sun into you. And Annika, if we're doing our job right, then those clouds will part. And let it all go. Let's do a round of tapping. So come down from the shoulders, down the back of the arm, up on the inside, onto the shoulder blade, And then the other side, down, the outside, onto the shoulder blade. Wakey, wakey, come to the front. Go down the collarbones, armpits. No, like this is actually easier. And then you come to the kidneys. Actually go as high as possible as you can go with your arms and start tapping down, down. The back outside. So be in between the back and the outside of your legs. Come down to the toes and come up the inside front of your legs. One more time. Here on the front of the hips, then come to the back, tapping down, waking up all those cells and coming up on the inside front. And then just take a moment to stand again once you've done this and see what has changed in your awareness, in your perception. How does your body feel? Tune in and feel every sensation that is present right now. On your skin, probably the most prevalent right now, and on the inside. How are your shoulders, your hands, your jaws, your eyes, your feet? How's your mood? How's your mind? Is your mind still or busy? Agitated or calm? And how are your feelings? What feelings are present right now? And if you're noticing any particular feelings that are present, see if they are located also as a sensation in the body, and give that part of the body a little bit of extra breath. And our first round of sun salutation today is going to be with the element earth. So come to the front of your mat and warm the soles of your feet to the ground, and imagine roots going through the feet into the ground. And find your uprightness from there. So feel that invisible golden string. In fact, maybe you can even have 20 inches above your head, there is a point called the Dwadashanta point. And if you attach your golden string to there and always feel fed and guided from that point at the same time as you soften into your feet. And as you soften into your feet, your shoulders relax, the front of your body finds its uprightness, solar plexus lifts, pull the belly in and up. And as we did in the last few times, we'll work with the syllables so, hum. So on the in-breath, hum on the out-breath. You can just listen to it internally if you wish. You can also say it out loud. Do what feels right for you. So we'll take the hands to the heart. And as the hands come together, we have that same warm quality of that you have on the soles of your feet towards earth. The hands, as they meet, greet each other with warmth, rooting into each other, feeding each other, listening to each other. And then inhale, so, stretching up. Maybe if you wish, you can make this first round a little gentler rather than bending backwards. Just go up and stretch one arm at a time. Keep breathing, and then on your next out breath, either with the arms to the side with a straight back or the arms forward, come with a straight back down onto your legs. Bend your knees slightly so that when you come down, you can rest your body on top of your thighs. And then take the buttocks as high as it can go without losing the connection with the thighs. On your next inhale, right leg back, gently meeting the ground at the back. Hold the breath, bring the legs together, and make sure that you are straight at this point, that it's not a halfway between downward dog and plank. Make sure your belly is pulled in and up. This is your abdominal workout. And then 8 limbs touching or child pose. Hum. Breathe out. And then moving forward into the cobra. You can stay in child pose if that is better for you. And maybe this first cobra can be a half cobra where you could still, in theory, lift your hands off the ground so you strengthen your lower back. With the next out breath, hum into downward dog. And bend your knees enough that you can keep your body straight. Imagine someone's pulling your thighs back away from your wrists. Inhale, right leg forward. Meeting the earth with your front foot, softening to earth. Breathe out, hum. Inhale, arms either to the side or to the front, so stretching up, making yourself really long. Enjoy this. This is like a waking up in the morning out of a comic book. And breathe out, come together. Hands meeting with warmth again. The right hand tells the left hand, what have you seen? Yeah, I've experienced this. So allow this to be a listening moment. Are your feet still softly meeting the ground? Inhale, so, hum. Left leg back, so. Hold the breath, plank. Make this a strong pose between your heels and the ground. If you need to take a breath in between or need to move faster, please do. Breathe out, hum, 8 limbs touching. I'm going to do child pose for this first round. It's up to you what you do. Annika's doing 8 limbs touching. Deep inhale into cobra. And feel that length between the crown and the toes at the back. Breathe out, hum, downward dog. And maybe take this opportunity to take a few breaths and connect to the downward dog pose. So take one heel up at a time, lifting the sitting bones, one side at a time, stretching away from those wrists, let your heart drop towards the ground, let your head drop, dangle your head. And warmly meeting the ground with your palms, with the balls of your feet and your heels just gravitating towards the ground. Deep inhale, left leg forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Softly meeting the ground with the soles of your feet. Breathe out, again softly meeting the ground, feeling those roots. Deep inhale, meeting the sun with the palms warmly radiating to the sun. Breathe out, come back to the heart. Notice what you notice, what has changed in your body now. Is there any gripping in the body? And if so, see if you can just direct the gentle attention of your breath to areas of gripping. The next round will be for the flow of the sacral, so just below the navel. You can either just focus on breathing through that space below the navel, and it can be the color orange if you wish, or you can engage with the quality of the sacral, which is the flowing from one pose to the other, but also a playfulness. So the sacral is the quality of a child that is still in wonder with the world, in love with everything that happens new, without any judgment, just allowing what is and being playful with the situations that life gives us. So take whatever of that you wish into the next flow. Deep inhale. So, and maybe you can start bending back slightly, pull your belly in and up, and bend back from the top of your rib cage. but keep straight up until the start of your rib cage. Breathe out. And I am feeling that flow of water as if my hands are tracing a waterfall. Breathe out. Deep inhale, right leg back. And to connect with the flow, I'm going to come forward and backwards. You might need brick blocks if you're doing that to keep your body straight. Maybe you want to move a little with your shoulders. See what feels right for you. And the next time you inhale, hold the breath, come into the plank. So the plank is one of those poses that doesn't really flow very much, but if you wanted to bring some flow into it, you could lift one arm at a time, gentle circles backwards, or you can lift one leg at a time. Maybe you want to stretch the crown away from one leg and then the crown away from the other leg, and maybe you want to go all out and take your right and left leg up. Sorry. Your right arm and your left leg. And then your left arm and your... Okay. 8 limbs touching. Deep inhale. So into the cobra. And see what playfulness is being invited here. Hum into downward dog. How does this pose invite you to be playful? And then right leg forward, so. Hum. So. Stretching up. Hum. Let's flow straight into the next one. So. Hum. Let your head dangle. So. Left leg back. Hold it. See what flow is invited, if you need any, or come straight down to 8 limbs touching. The chest needs to land between the hands. And then the sitting bones go up. Deep inhale into cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Spaciousness between the shoulders and the ears. And remember that thread on the crown. Hum into downward dog. Deep inhale. Rider's pose. Come together. Hum. Let your head and shoulders dangle. Inhale. So. Hum. How are you feeling now? Okay. Oh no, I didn't actually turn it on. I'm starting to realize that this was not the right thing to wear. That's better. Okay. So, hands are softly meeting each other. Softening the shoulders, and we'll connect to the quality of the solar plexus now. And you can have the image of a warm sphere or a hot sphere radiating out into your fingertips, into the top of your head, into your feet, and even beyond. So you can even imagine a bubble of rays of sun. The word bubble has different associations in this time. So see if you can separate yourself from that other association, and just find your own bubble of light, sphere of light that is warming your skin, that you're radiating out into, and that is feeding you in turn. And the quality of the solar plexus is also of confidence, self-esteem, the will to see through projects, to learn from mistakes. So whatever quality you want to connect to, within that, deep inhale. Visualize warmth around your whole body. Breathe out. And it's also a fiery quality. So see if you can imagine a flame inside you. Right leg back. So hold from crown to heels. Strength. Breathe out. 8 limbs touching. Chest between the hands. Chin or forehead to the ground. Deep inhale, come into the cobra. Length from crown to heels. Breathe out. Hum into downward dog. Right leg forward. Lifting the front of the body. Did I forget something? Breathe out, legs together. Hum. Inhale. So. Hum. So if we were to imagine a fiery quality, how does fire move? If you want to, you can connect to that. How would fire move in your imagination? Inhale, su. Hum. The flickering of a flame. So. Hold. 8 limbs touching. So, inhale into the cobra. Hum into downward dog. Let the head dangle. Let there be spaciousness between shoulders and ears. Heat in the palms. Left leg forward. So, hold, hum, legs together. Inhale. Hum. Take a moment. Notice what you notice. And then connecting to the quality of the heart. And there is the heart and the high heart. The heart is the center that connects to unconditional love of whatever is. So unconditional appreciation, gratitude, and kindness to yourself, for starters. So only from a full cup can we start to feed others, can we start to love others. So love this body. Love this body that is taking you through your sun salutation today, with each and every cell, atom, and molecule. And from that quality of unconditional love, healing can start. Then we move into the high heart, the thymus gland. So just envision that kindness, that acceptance radiating into your palms, into your soles, the soles of the feet, the eyes softening, gazing kindly inside. And take that soft, gentle, kind quality into the next salutation. You can connect to the color green or pink if you like. Deep inhale. So, a gentle, soft hum. Be kind to yourself. Right leg back. Hold the breath. And for being kind to myself, I'm going to move this into child pose, but you can do 8 limbs touching if you wish. Do what feels right for you. And then so into the cobra. And if you're still in child pose, this is the point to come back. Downward dog hum. So right leg forward. Meeting the ground with kindness through your palms, through your feet. Hum, legs together, kindly meeting the ground with both feet, softening. Deep inhale. Hum. Inhale, so. Work with your own breath. So if you're slower or faster, that is absolutely fine. Do what feels right for you. So, left leg back. Hold the breath, plank. Appreciation of who you are, how you are moving, and where you're at. Child pose or 8 limbs touching with your out breath. So into the cobra if you wish, or stay and surrender to earth in child pose. Hum into downward dog. Lift the rib cage away from the palms. So, inhale, left leg forward. Legs together, hum. Let the body trunk be heavy. Let the shoulders be heavy. Give them to gravity. Lifting gently from the sitting bones. Deep inhale, so. Hum. Notice what you notice. Has anything changed? What sensations are present in the body? Notice even the smallest sensation you can become aware of. The quality of being with what is and listening. Now let's do this. So take your arms down. We'll just start a little differently. Let the fingertips connect into space as if you had invisible feeling threads. So the fingertips connect to the ground as if you were able, through your fingertips, to feel the texture and the temperature of the ground. And imagine space moving your arms like a rising tide underneath your arms. Lifting your arms up, soften your shoulders down, and let the crown rise your trunk out of your arms. Turn the palms up, meeting the space of lightness above, meeting the space of inspiration. And then feel the energy between your palms here at the top and soften your shoulders down. And as the hands come towards each other, your fingertips are still connected to the periphery, still connected to the sky. Feel that energy between your palms before your palms start meeting each other kindly. And then it's like that feeling of the hands interlinking here at the top, like a child being taken by the guiding hand of an adult. And you feel that warmth between the palms meeting each other. So you give yourself that now. You no longer need an adult to do that for you. You give yourself that love, that guidance, that gentleness, that trust. And then lift the rib cage away from the hips, creating space in both sides of the flanks, and come down towards your right. And then take your right leg forward and cross it over. And then you will feel that stretch coming slightly more down towards the thighs, towards the IT band. Are your palms softly meeting, or is there any gripping? And is there length on both sides of the flanks? Come to the other side. So first, feet back next to each other. Notice the difference between right and left. Lifting the rib cage away from the hips, automatically the belly pulls in and up as you do this. Soften the shoulders down. The best workout for the abdominals is creating space between rib cage and hips. Soften the shoulders. Breathe deeply. Take the left leg forward and around and feel how the stretch changes. And come back to the heart, palms together. We're connecting now to the quality of spaciousness, the throat energy center. So if you imagine a wide blue sky on a sunny day going through your body, creating space with every breath, allowing that image of the cells breathing. Every cell is breathing with you. Every cell will be doing the sun salutation with you. So there are lots of mini images, all doing the sun salutation, creating a whole bigger image. Deep inhale with the quality of space, stretching up. Breathe out. And right leg back, as if the space was supporting you in your movement. Hold the breath. Imagine you are laying on a feather bed, lengthening from crown to heels, effortlessly working with space. Breathe out. 8 limbs touching. Chin or forehead to the ground. Sitting bones come up, shoulders away from the ears. Deep inhale into cobra. Spaciousness again, in particular in the spine, in your breath. Breathe out, downward dog. Tuck the chin in towards the chest and then let the head dangle to activate the throat energy center. And we will do a hum here because sound connects to the throat. With your next inhale, right leg forward. See if you can make this pose spacious here. Legs together. Breathe out. Spaciousness in the shoulders, in the arms, in the hands, in the elbows, knees. Inhale. Visualizing that space that flows through you and beyond you. Space, akasha. Deep inhale. So hum. Have a quality of spaciousness also in your mind, giving space to yourself and everything you are with. Every feeling, every thought. Deep inhale, left leg back. So spaciousness in the body, spaciousness in your being. Hold the breath. And even though you're holding the breath, see if you can find that quality of spaciousness rather than tightness. Breathe out, 8 limbs touching. And make sure as you come down, you place your chest in between your hands and then take the sitting bones up. Elbows close, shoulders away from the ears. Deep inhale into the cobra. And can you make it more spacious in your spine, in particular the lower spine, the lumbar spine? Breathe out. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe out, legs together. Inhaling space. Yeah. Yes, we were. Breathe out, palms meeting. And even though the palms are meeting, see if you can find spaciousness between your palms within that meeting point. Soften the shoulders, soften the feet. And lastly, one more sun salutation today where we connect to the quality of the third eye, your intuition. And you can just visualize a channel, dark blue or purple, going inwards into the center of your head that you're breathing through. Or an image of endless galaxies of stars that you're flying through on a dark night. Connecting to your inner teacher. Connecting to your truth. So, hum. So I will not talk much on this one because I want you to connect to your truth, to your way of doing this. Right leg back. Hold the breath. And already here, place the chest in between the hands. So you need to maybe slightly move the body forward if you're lower down. So align yourself and then the knees meet the ground, chest, chin. Inhale into cobra or child pose. Breathe out, downward dog. Right leg forward. Breathe out. Inhale. So, hum. So, hum. Left leg back. So, plank. Hum. So, hum. So, left leg forward. Hum. So, hum. Softening the shoulders, softening the feet. Notice what you notice. And before we move into pranayama, we will do a balancing pose, because that is a good connection between crown and earth. So we'll do the tree pose. So feel both your feet, connect both your feet to the ground. Soften your whole being around the central channel. Bring an awareness of that central channel flowing through your body, from in between your feet, tailbone, all the way up to the crown. And you're being pulled up and down like an old style elevator. When one side goes up, the other goes down. When one side is drawn upwards, the other gives to gravity. And you're feeling that happening within your body. Imagining a funnel of light at the top that is flowing in and out, connectedness to the whole of consciousness. You are one with that flow. And then you transfer all your weight towards your left leg, softening that left foot to the ground. And maybe you still want to meet the ground slightly. If you still haven't got the balance quite established, maybe you need a wall to put your hand on, or the invisible wall. Do what feels right for you. And soften the standing foot to the ground. Let that leg relax completely. Pull the navel in and up to firm your core. And then lift that right leg to wherever it will go naturally. Notice if any gripping happened in the standing foot, and soften that foot to ground. Meet it with all the roots, and then focus on being lifted through your crown. Inhale, exhale. With that upward, downward quality, the hands meeting with kindness or laying on the invisible space or meeting at the top. Do what feels right for you. Soften the shoulders down, whatever version you are doing, and lengthening from the trunk. And coming out as gracefully as you went in, taking the arms down either to the heart or to the ground, and then gracefully placing that foot down. Meeting the ground with your right foot. Softening into the right foot, establishing the roots. When you feel ready, pull the navel in and up, soften, broad the shoulders, smile from collarbone to collarbone, and feel the crown being lifted. Take that leg up. An openness in the hips, so make sure that your hip doesn't twist towards the knee. Keep the hips square, and then point the knee as far as possible to the side. Notice if there's any gripping in the toes, and soften the feet to the ground, trusting the ground. And from there, grow upwards towards that thread on the crown. Pull the navel in and up. Do whatever feels right with the hands, either on space, to a wall, or to the heart. With awareness of that upward, downward stream of light, feeding and flowing through your whole body. Opening the hands gently. Gracefully placing the foot back down. Notice what you notice. Can you notice any internal movement? Tuning in, becoming quiet enough to hear even the most subtle sensation. Good. Now it's time for our pranayama part of the session. So grab yourself blocks or bolsters if you need them. If you want to sit in Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose, and your knees might trouble you when doing that, you can sit like this, with the buttocks on the bolster but the thighs off the bolster. That ensures that you have automatically a straight spine when you are in this position, either on the ground or on the bolster. Or you can sit cross-legged. If sitting on the ground isn't available to you, you can sit on a chair, making sure in the same way like with the bolster that only the buttocks is on the chair and the legs are off and the feet softly meeting the ground. If you are sitting cross-legged, take the flesh away from the sitting bones. In fact, do that whatever you're doing, whichever sitting where you have, take the flesh away so you really connect your sitting bones to the ground. And then lifting the front of the body, softening the shoulders down, tucking the chin in, lengthening the back. So imagine that pull upwards. Let's enhance that with our hands. Take your hands, create a bit of friction between your hands, and then stream the back of the neck upwards so that you find that length. As if you're stroking a cat. Although you'd be stroking the cat the other way round. They don't really like strokes in the opposite direction, but we're going to do this with our neck for now. And then keeping that length, keeping that graceful length going through from the shoulders all the way to the crown, that liftedness. Now focus on the roots. Imagine each one of your cells sending roots into the ground and your whole being softening to the ground, trusting earth, allowing earth to give you that sense of security and safety, trusting that earth will provide for you, no matter what situation you're in. Trusting that your needs will be met and that you're worthy of your needs being met. And then enhance that if you wish with the sound oo, which is the sound of the earth. You can think the oo or chant the oo. Whatever you do, deep inhale, expand the inhale into your body, soft, surrendered out breath. Then take the breath a little higher into the space just below the navel, connecting to your sacral. Expand the breath into the belly, into the rib cage, into the collarbone region. Receive that breath with every cell. Surrender to the out breath. Breathing through the nose, and the sound for the sacral is O. You can think it already. And then if you wish, vibrate your cells with that sound. When we make these sounds, we are creating a vibration in our body, and that vibration is like shaking out a duvet cover, so allowing all the energies that are no longer needed to be shaken out of our cells. So I really encourage you, especially since you're doing this in your own four walls and you don't have to be self-conscious perhaps about other people hearing you, I encourage you to really make these sounds and see what it feels like for you. Connect to the solar plexus, your space of confidence, self-esteem, the willpower, and the wisdom to learn from mistakes. Your inner radiant sun. And the sound is ah. And you can feel that expansiveness of that sound ah radiating all the way around you. In German, the word for tree is Baum. So we have the ah and the u. We have that expansiveness of the branches growing into the periphery, but we have that u of rooting down to the ground. So now let's hum together if you wish. And then coming with your awareness into the heart. That unconditional, fully accepting, non-judgmental space of the heart quality. It's like a lotus flower with 12 petals. And each one of those 12 petals kindly, softly, acceptingly, extending into your whole being. And the sound for the heart is the sound ah, like the sound we do when we see young baby or a cute baby animal. Ah. And extend that sound of wonder, of feeling the beauty of something, like a beautiful sunset, and extend that into your whole being. Still breathing deeply, softening into the out-breath, surrendering to the out-breath, and if you wish, make that sound ah. Soften your being to earth and to space. As you connect to the throat energy center, the quality of discerning, the quality of being able to see two sides of a viewpoint, looking at something from all angles. So the quality of the throat is the quality that is the opposite of 5 men on different parts of an elephant, and they are all blind, and each one is right. The tusk feeling hard and smooth, the legs wide and rubbery and strong, the trunk thin and long. They're all right. But can we bring spaciousness to the whole elephant, to the whole of the world, seeing it with all its possibilities, all its truth? And the sound of the throat energy center is the E sound. And feel that E sound traveling into space, a wide, light blue sky, endless, infinite, timeless. Deep inhale. Connecting to the third eye with that same sense of spaciousness, but now that spaciousness moves from a day sky into a night sky. That same endlessness. And endlessly, infinitely sinking into yourself. So transfer that image of dark night, starry night spaciousness into your whole being. Infinitely traveling within. Connecting to your true self, that which is underneath it all. And the sound is a sound. So vibrate through your third eye. Deep inhale. Tuck the chin in and lengthen again into the crown as you connect all these qualities. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye. All the qualities twirling around each other like a rainbow, spiraling, spiraling, until all that is there is the light. It's like how a rainbow is created. It's the sun shining through the water. So undo that and just connecting into the light. Feeling that stream of light streaming into you and streaming from you, where the boundaries of your skin no longer matter, as you become one with the lightness of space, whilst being fully grounded. Let's connect all sounds and the abbreviation of all sounds, Ah-Hum. So deep inhale, hands warmly meeting at the heart, from the heart to earth, to the top of the head. Deep inhale, expand into your whole body. Hands to the forehead in gratitude to yourself and to your inner teacher. Hands to earth in your own ritual, gratitude to earth. Back to the heart. Namaste.